RC, I found this fascinating because there are the people who have doubted Tua and questioned him, questioned his leadership and some of the things, and that certainly dispels all of it. What did you take away from Raheem?
I was shocked. And, I know you guys had opportunity to cover him and work with him, but I never had that opportunity. Yeah. You kind of only could see from the outside or listen to some of the things you heard from people who necessarily weren't in the locker room. And you could see it on Raheem's face when he talked about Tua Tagovailoa that he believes in him. And I think back to the fourth quarter against Baltimore. I think back to the Buffalo game, fighting through that injury, which obviously we know now we wish he wouldn't have. Yeah. But we saw how that drew the team closer to him, how they now know that that's their guy. And after playing with Skyler, after playing with Teddy Bridgewater, and to have Tua Tagovailoa back in that huddle, the one thing that struck me, he said, you can tell what he demands from the rest of the people in that huddle. You don't get to demand anything from grown men unless you earn it. And Tua Tagovailoa has earned it in that locker room in Miami.
I think you make a great point, RC, and I would love to lament on his impact from a psychological standpoint. But I want to focus because unfairly he was judged before he even had a sample size.
You're right.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, you're right.
And you see within this system with Mike that he's able to pinpoint accuracy is his superpower. We talked about that at Alabama, speaking of covering him. And now when you have a Tyreek Hill and a Jalen Waddle and a Mike Gesicki, it's no coincidence that Miami is good in the red area.
Right.
Because Tua is accurate. And he understands how to get these guys the ball. And I talked about this a few days ago. You don't know what you have until it's gone. And Tua had enough of a sample size for not only the Miami Dolphins fans, but everybody around the league to understand how this offense is going to operate. And then you saw the reverse with Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah. I'm not trying to throw shade to Teddy Bridgewater. No. You cannot operate this offense without an accurate quarterback that can get the ball.
It's supposed to look. How much of the Tua stuff, though, is the other guys that were drafted with him, Joe Burrow and Justin
Absolutely.
Herbert?
It is.
Yeah, the pressure.
Right. I mean,
you speak to that for sure.
You picked Tua at 5 and Justin Herbert right after him, and you know that the Dolphins pass on Justin Herbert. That's going to follow him. But I do think it's worth pointing out that Tua's not some huge rah-rah leader. You don't see that out of him, but yet he is a leader that I think is respected.
Yes.
And we're finally seeing a coaching staff that builds him up to be that as well, which I think is key. All right, the Steelers, can they stay consistent? You think we heard the news that Kenny Pickett cleared concussion protocol, should be good to go. Is it going to be more of what we saw last week or more of what we've seen earlier in the season? RC?
You know what? I don't necessarily know if they play as well as they played last week, but Marcus understands, like, you have to build that confidence. It was a great response to what we saw in Buffalo, and I believe Coach Tomlin will coach them the same way. He'll continue to talk about the ways that they lost or the things that they didn't do as well as they should have against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But it's going to be difficult against the Miami Dolphins, but I think they have the coach to do it, and also leaders like Cam Hayward who understand what the Steeler way truly is.
Who are you picking?
The Steelers. You ain't got to tell me, Shell. I got my paper in front of me, and I picked that one from the heart. You know what? The LSU being on campus, it brought the homer out of me.
Yeah, you pick homer.
And at least if I lose, everybody in Pittsburgh will be like, RC picked us.
Yep.
You only got him winning by 1 point. I mean, it's a good pick. Okay, what you doing?
Absolutely glad
Steelers
you
or
admitted
Dolphins?
you're a homer, so I'm not alone
Fine
anymore.
with me.
Okay, I'm taking the Dolphins. All right,
Nice.
my bad, dog. You do this to me with the Cowboys all the time.
I respect that.
I'm taking the Dolphins 20-17. I think Tua coming back not only is going to make this team better offensively, but it's going to change the psychology. Like, this team realized he's our leader. That's our guy. So you heard Mostert talk about him glowingly. Tyreek Hill might have not been lying. Tyreek Hill might have saw something in Tua in practice that everybody else saw. Outside of the Mahomes thing, I got the Dolphins.
Okay, I'm taking the Dolphins too. And ESPN's Football Power Index agrees with us. The Dolphins are favored by a touchdown in this game.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.